Welcome to another ultimate battle where these three compete against each other for brownie points, and this is what the brownie point board is looking like. Given that this week's theme is sauces, we're going for one of the mother sauces, bechamel. What can each of them do to this basic sauce to beat the others?
I'm taking a bechamel sauce and turning it into dessert. Did you know that many soufflés start with a bechamel sauce? And I'm going to sweeten mine with with orange zest and some rose water, and serve with some pistachio ice cream. What are you doing?
I'll give you some rose water.
So I've used my bechamel to start the intro again. Not a big fan of white sauces or cheese sauces, so I'm going to use my bechamel inspiration to make bouchée à la reine, which is a classic French dish. So it's got lots of techniques, lots of depth of flavours, lots of pans on at once, and lots of potential to go badly wrong.
These are for you.
Thank you.
Ben must have left these here for you and your vol au vent.
Vol au vents are one of the most uncool dishes out there.
What's one of the best dishes ever? Steak. What's another one of the best dishes ever? Pizza. What happens if you put steak on a pizza? It's amazing. Chimichurri steak pizza with bechamel sauce. Let's make a pizza bread dough.
This is the start of the show, the bechamel sauce, which is really, really simple. All you need is 3 ingredients: butter, flour, and milk. You want to melt your butter in a pan, get the flour in there, cook out the flour, and then add a bit of milk at a time, and then you have a basic bechamel sauce.
My bread dough is going to need for about 10 minutes, then it's going to need a couple of hours to prove, in which time I can get on making my bechamel sauce. That's mashed potato.
No, it's a bechamel sauce. It's a lot thicker than you'd expect.
Yeah.
I'm now about to pimp it with some rose water. No, not that type of rose water. And some orange zest.
That's really nice. I'm dicing an onion and a jalapeno to go into my bechamel sauce.
Should we get on with it?
Let's do it.
I've got a lot of stuff going on. I've got 2 pans on the go. One is infusing milk with thyme and porcini mushrooms. The other is reducing a chicken stock down to a delicious syrupy consistency. Meanwhile, I need to cut pastry into little fluted circles like this and then get them into the oven to create my vol au vents, whilst keeping an eye on that and making sure it doesn't all bubble over.
I love that smell, do you, Jay?
What smell is it?
The smell of burnt milk in the morning.
So pretty much failed straight away, but now my milk is infused, so I'm leaving that for 30 minutes. These are my bases. Now I've got to cut out the exact same again, but I'm going to use a smaller circle to go in the middle to create a ring, which then goes on top once this has been egg washed and into the oven at 180 degrees for 10 minutes.
To turn my bechamel into a soufflé batter, I've separated 2 eggs. I've got 1 bowl full of egg whites and 1 of egg yolks. I've added sugar to my egg yolks and whisked that up. And I've also whisked up my egg whites, which I'm going to be adding in a third at a time into the mix to keep it light and airy.
Forgot that I wasn't just frying onions and chilli in a frying pan, I was having to make bechamel in it. So I've transferred to a saucepan, which is more bechamel friendly. That's good.
So while pastries are in the oven, it's time to actually make my mushroom sauce. Now I have a selection of wild mushrooms here. Here I have another pan, believe it or not. In it is foamy butter. Into that goes my chopped wild mushrooms and a diced onion. I'm going to fry that off at high heat until everything goes nice and mushy. Into that goes wine and thyme, and I reduce that down. Thyme doesn't go in, it's parsley. Here is my chicken stock, and that's reduced down to form my jus. My pastries are out of the oven. I've got 1 worldie and 5 weirdos. And now it's time for bechamel, I think. Now I'm making bechamel sauce.
Now I've got to make my chimichurri sauce. It's basically putting a load of ingredients into a blender, blitzing it up, job done, Bob's your uncle. If you want to know what those ingredients are, it's 1 bunch of fresh coriander, 2 cloves of garlic, a tablespoon of red wine vinegar, half a teaspoon of dried oregano, half a teaspoon of dried chili flakes, 1 lime, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil.
He just absolutely nailed that off the top of his head.
Off the top of his head?
Yeah.
That is really impressive. I've buttered my ramekins, sugared them, and then filled them with soufflé mix, and now they're going into the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes at 180.
You shook them.
Buttered and sugared them.
Sugared.
It's okay, Rachel put the Barry Mumble translator on the bottom of the screen so everyone knows what I'm saying.
Bechamel time. Butter, flour, cook out the flour, and then I'm going to add my mushroom and thyme infused milk in bit by bit to create my creamy sauce.
Mike.
Yeah.
You're on.
Don't, no.
Scott.
Don't.
Half more chance.
Don't open the door.
we could open the
Please
door.
don't open the door. I'm going to go set up the background for the photo.
Okay.
When I come back, I
Yep.
expect to have a fully risen
Oh, here we go.
souffle in the
Right,
oven.
so when he noises it up and it goes wrong and we haven't
gonna
touched
be
it,
our
he's going to
first
say, oh, you must have opened the oven.
But honestly, we could just have a look at it, couldn't we?
I think it's only fair that we do have a look at it.
Yeah.
For his sake.
For his sake.
What are you going to do?
Baz, turns out it does sink.
You're kidding me.
Does sink. Didn't you?
You've got some others though.
You got some
You're
others, it'll be
kidding
fine.
me. No, you haven't done that, have
It's
you?
not very...
It's not. It's
You
just sunk
haven't.
right back down.
You haven't done what?
Now that's a bechamel. Into that goes all of my mushroom mix and 2 tablespoons of my jus. Now I'm going to run a knife around the middle, back into the oven.
Mike, you didn't open the oven, did you? You didn't open the oven. Did you open the oven?
I didn't realise that.
You opened the oven. It's pretty good.
I didn't realise it was in there. So,
What are you doing?
had to come off. I'm just going to heat this back
Why are you
through.
quiet?
Finish with some cream, and that is an absolutely banging mushroom sauce.
Okay, I'm going to open the door.
Can sound affect a souffle? Is that just a myth?
I'm making my bechamel. It's a bechamel
now
sauce
need
battle.
to
This is
open-
the
I
most
now need to
important
open
part.
the oven door.
This bit is critical.
I
for
now
me.
need to. This is getting serious.
This is the most
now.
critical part of my dish, the
Mine
bechamel
is
battle.
starting to burn.
The bechamel sauce for my
My
bechamel
souffle is
battle.
burning. Please, tuck in.
To give the souffle a chance, I'm going to start over here. So, automatically,
It's sinking quickly.
not what you'd
Don't hang about.
expect for bechamel, which is normally nutmegs, maybe clove-studded onion, bay leaf, very savoury. You've gone sweet. Okay, that's a lovely, lovely citrus souffle.
It's light, it's delicate,
The rose is subtle,
it's romantic.
almost missing. But otherwise,
Try the chocolate sauce.
well, chocolate and orange, classic combo, I love that. For me, could do with a bit more rose, but otherwise,
I
that's
did try to give him
okay.
some more
he
rose
did.
water.
Now, vol au vent takes me back to the 70s buffet table. However,
When Ben was only
what we have
43
seen
years
on
old.
What are you talking about? They still eat that in France. You're
What?
slating another nation.
what that is strong on mushroom. Clever use of infusing the milk before you made the bechamel.
That is the poshest pucker pie I've ever had.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
And there's not much of it, but the flavour of that jus is incredible. And because it's so strong, I'm glad there's not too much of it. Now this one, we know that pizza does well on the internet. However, is chimichurri on pizza a fusion too far? It's meaty, it's steaky. The spice of the chimichurri works really nice with the creaminess of the bechamel. I think if that was with a tomato base, it would all be too much. But with the bechamel, that is delicious.
I wish I could eat it. Janice won't let me.
You've got a tough call there, because I couldn't.
I've got a very tough call, because I think there's two ways to go here. What's the best dish on the table? Because they all use bechamel. Versus what is the tastiest bechamel? The tastiest bechamel in the bechamel sauce battle is by far that one. The infusing of the mushrooms and the thyme is delicious. It's a very obvious use of bechamel, but it is going to get a brownie point for its flavour, whereas this one is going to get one for its uniqueness, because I would never have paired bechamel with chimichurri. That's weird.
Wait a minute. Okay, all right, okay.
You're playing for brownie points, not wins.
I'm happy to admit that on reflection, that's not a bechamel sauce anymore. But I'm not letting it lie by saying you calling it a draw. There's no winner there. Decide a winner.
For me, it's if you're going to do rose and orange, you need to get a taste of rose.
Should have just called it an orange souffle, mate.
Then it might have won.
Right, well, controversial. Do you agree with the draw structure? Comment down below. We're putting a one of those things, what's it called, a poll. We're gonna put one of those up and then you can vote for yourselves.
A big shiny one.
Big shiny poll.
You can slide all the way up and down it.
Or you could just give the recipes a go by getting them down below.
Well, after that shock result, let's have a look at what it's done to the brownie leader point board.
Ooh, leader points.
Leader points, you can see them, we can't.
Did you like sauce as a theme? Comment down below, let us know. Also, we'd love to hear your suggestions for more themes because we are running out.
If you're new around here and you haven't already subscribed, subscribe.
If you haven't clicked the little bell to notify you that you are subscribed when we post a new video, click the little bell.
And if you haven't already liked the video, like the video.
Oh, so many
you've
instructions.
liked, you've done a poll, you've subscribed, you've commented down below. Is there any other form of YouTube style engagement we can get people to do whilst they're on the YouTube platform?
Video response.
They deleted those 2 years ago.
I think we've covered it all. All that's left to do is have a great week, guys.
Fantastic
See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Click on the left if you missed our last video, or click on the right video for one of our favourites.